Change of scenery, no longer the amazing truck, but this very, very beautiful GCN headquarters kitchen. Today, we're gonna do the Danish classic Aeggkage. It's called an egg cake. It's basically tortilla with lots of good stuff. We're gonna do two different ones in one. So, lined up here in front of me, we have the ingredients for the two. First one, we're gonna do shallots, roasted broccoli, fresh goat's cheese. Second one, we're gonna do gorgeous tomatoes, spring onions, and then I have a little bit of smoked sausage that we're gonna add to that. We're gonna serve it together with a nice bit of watercress and then the amazing rye-free rye bread we're gonna do a little bit later. So, now to the chopping. A good piece of advice is get all your stuff done before you start assembling. So, peel your onions, cut up your broccoli, roughly chopped onions. All right, broccoli, pretty simple. It's gonna be a smaller dish, so you don't need the whole one. You can actually, if you want to, cook a larger portion. This is brilliant for saving. So basically you wanna divide it into chunks that are easy to eat. So however big a mouth you have, I think this is approximately good size. There, so these ones we're gonna roast off on the pan. Go to the next step, the other half of the egg dish. Spring onions, usually very good in spring. You can get them all year round. So, and they've got lovely flavor, lovely color. So peel the outer layers off, the ones that basically look a little bit scruffy and ugly. And again, you can change this. You can change this into other vegetables, whatever. Basically, you can empty your fridge. It's a very brilliant dish for just emptying out what you have, and then you get an even more brilliant meal out of that. I'm just gonna get a larger knife. Best tool ever, good knife and a good steel. And if you think your knives are too dull, you take them downtown and have them sharpened, and then cooking will be 3 times as fast and much more fun. So. And then remember coffee, that's the most important part of cooking. I got these beautiful, beautiful date tomatoes. You can do cherry tomatoes if you want, or a larger tomato, but you just want to have, actually you can also use the dehydrated tomatoes that we have a recipe on at GCN Network that you're going to Google in a moment. Well, you're actually going to not Google it, you're going to GCN it, you're going to look it up. So any type of tomato that has a really nice, powerful flavor. You don't want them too light and too unripe, because then it's just going to turn into water and splash. These ones, we're just gonna basically half. If they're really big, you can like cut them in thirds. This part is the meat part. So I've chosen to go down in local Bath to the sausage shop, which is now my new favorite shop. And we've gotten some nice like chili smoked paprika sausages. This part can be ham, it can be chicken, it can be any leftover meat you've got. I mean, it can be bacon, whatever you like and whatever you prefer. Extremely important that if you cook the whole dish in the pan, that you make sure the whole pan can go into the oven. So make sure the handle is not made out of plastic, because that will create a problem later on when you take the pan out of the oven. So you want to avoid that. So in that case today, we got this amazing pan. So, all right, you want to do medium heat, a little bit of olive oil. I like to add salt to the pan and then add my ingredients. You know, being a writer is all about eating the right stuff at the right time and staying lean when you can. So we go low carb on rest days. So this is obviously, to this you could add potatoes if you wanted to have it on a regular day when you're going riding, but these two versions are low carb. What we can do now is they're almost done. We give it a little bit more of oil, and then we add in the onions. So. And again, you just want to make sure it's not too high heat. We're getting there. The onions are getting soft. The broccoli is nice and roasted. So we take that aside, and then we go to step number 2. We're gonna do, I think it's gonna be around 10 eggs. And it's always better to under-season it with salt and pepper, at least salt, because you can always add afterwards, but you can't take it out. So what we want to do now is we want to turn on the oven on just around 160 degrees approximately, because we want to finish it in the oven so it's nice and even and it's good and airy, but you don't want to burn it and you don't want to make it gray. Non-slip pan, rubber spatula, eggs, olive oil. So give it a little bit of olive oil. Then you want to add in your eggs. So when it starts to set and you can start scooping a little bit of set egg to one side, that's when we add all the ingredients. So now it's starting to set a bit more. We want to turn down the heat, add our broccoli and onions to the 1/2, like that. The nice goat cheese. The other part, we do the cooked sausage, which could be ham, whatever you like this. Nice tomatoes. Mush them down into the egg. Spring onions. Like this. Very good. And then just get it slightly covered. Some parts of it can show itself, but you want to have it 2/3 of veggies and meat covered in egg. And then it looks like this. And it's ready to pop in the oven. So in it goes. Egg dish is done. And remember, the handle is going to be hot because the whole pan has been in the oven. So this is nice and done. You see it's kind of firm. It's like a little bit bouncy. Perfect like that. So we're just going to leave it to rest for a little bit whilst we get the salad ready, and then we're ready to eat. So eat them warm or have them cold. They'll do very well in the fridge for 2-3 days. So you can easily make a large portion and save it for a rainy day. You see dehydrated dried tomatoes. And they kind of like just cook themselves. I mean, you just slice them, spice them, and then put them in the oven at